All right. Well, welcome. Again, I want you to try to be here on time, and I want you to try to stay the whole time. It's a bonding thing where we come together, place this important in our lives, and support each other. And so if you're just straggling in and out, it takes away from the community that I'm trying to establish here. So if you're having trouble with that, find a way to take care of that and get your own time. Because we're all going to be on the same team here. We're going to market each other. We're going to do projects with each other to do marketing. You're going to do projects on your own that are going to help you with your marketing. We're all going to have to face the resistances that keep us from marketing. And we want to do that as a group too. So this is a support group, and it's a group where we're all going to practice and learn non-resistance. And that's allowance. And allowance brings abundance. And abundance brings clients or whatever you need to attract to yourself. The very first thing I want to say about this group is that you do not get to want clients.
I'm sorry?
No, you've got to drop wanting to get clients. When you want clients, you say to the universe, I'm in lack, and the universal laws of attraction bring you lack. So by wanting clients, you actually push them away. So what can you do instead of wanting clients? Allow yourself to be available. Do you see the difference? Wanting is what Dimitri was talking about. How do I lead you on? How do I pull you in? How do I close? How do I get you here? That numbers, fees, that's the goal. No, the goal is abundance. The goal is saying, I'm available here and I'm really good at what I do, and I'm opening up a path to you to find me if you want to. So we're not necessarily attracting clients to us. We're saying, I'm available for you to find me. And I'm sending out a healthy tone that says, this is going to be productive between us. And we're going to do visual images where we just open this path. But we don't want, if you start wanting, you're going to push away. You get that? It's just reframing it. Stop wanting and start being, which is another thing that Elaine said. We're going to come from a place of abundance. We're going to put abundance in place before you get your clients. Clients don't bring you abundance, and if you think they do, you're stuck in an agenda, and you're inviting the universe to bring you lack. So clients don't bring us abundance. We get into abundance first, and then we see what happens from that place. So this is kind of a reverse kind of marketing that I was taught. I don't know if this is true for you, Jen, if this is what you wanted to hear about. So, contrary.
No, this is great.
Yeah. So it's like we're in abundance, we're okay, we're here, we're available. Oh, by the way, maybe you're interested in me. I don't know. I'll tell you about us. I'll tell you where I live and where I work and what I do. If you're interested, I'll show up. But I'm not going to need anything. You have to drop that, okay? That's a biggie. So that's why I'm emphasizing. When you find yourself needing, let go of needing and just open up to receiving.
That was the words that you said are open for abundance. That's a really good point. You have to be open and really open for it. Even though you might think you are, maybe you're not.
Right. So in this class, we're going to handle inner marketing, which is about stepping into abundance and being in abundance. And then we're going to do outside marketing, which is going to be projects that we're going to assign ourselves to do, and we're going to do them in groups together, and we're going to be accountable to each other. So there's going to be a degree of accountability here, not only to yourself, but this group. And that's why the assignments that you give, I want you to come through. I want you to do the assignments we gather, because that's the second step. If you're in abundance and you sit on your butt in a cave and hang a sign up that says LMFT, not many people are going to come because they don't go walking in the woods where your little cave is. So you've got to be sitting in that cave in abundance. Now you've got to come out of the cave and say, here I am, and maybe open an office in a downtown section or something. So you are going to do things that help people find you. You're going to become visible. And that's what that's what the external marketing is about. It's becoming visible to the community. And the second thing it is about being excited in front of people. So if you just think, those are the two primary external marketing techniques: visibility and passion. When I talk to you about my work, I don't want to say, well, I see kids between the ages of 7 and 9 if their mothers let them, and nobody on pacifiers. I want to say, God, I just really love working with kids. I just see such creativity in them, and they're so open and available, and I just feel so rewarded and blessed that I work with children. Hear the difference? I want you to hear my passion. I don't want necessarily for you to hear my facts. It doesn't matter where you practice. It's how you feel about your practice that makes the difference. Okay, so I'm going to sit back for a minute and ask for any responses, and if you have, really, this feels good to you, or any questions you may have so far before I go on. I'm good at going on, so I'm giving you a pause.
So if you're having a bad day, you don't feel passionate, just take it.
Don't do any marketing.
Go to that
Just
cave.
go watch TV and sit down and sleep. You don't do marketing until you're in abundance. You don't do, and you wait and you find it. We'll talk about how to get back into abundance when you're not in it. And that's where you act from. Don't make a phone call from this, oh, this is my assignment, I've got to do it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to attract anything but more lack. If you don't like to do cold calls, don't do them. We're going to want you to do things that you want to joyfully do. So abundance follows you wherever you go. Thanks for that comment. Yeah, Mary.
I made myself available for a client at PTI at 6:30 tonight, so I will leave about 6:25 because I thought we were in that building.
All right, so can you arrange so that you can be here from?
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Thank
usually coming at 7, so.
I appreciate that. Thank you. The class goes from 5 to 6:30, so try to make time for it. All right. I'm not asking that as a requirement. I'm saying that's part of the abundance. Be here. Show up. Bring your abundance. Other questions or comments? If you don't show up on time, there will be no spanking. If you have to leave early, there will be no reprimand. But I'm going to put out what I want. Abundant.
I gather we'll be here every week then, not at the.
For the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
If you do have to miss a section, everything is being recorded here. And you can, if you bring a flash drive with you, you can pick up the marketing. It's down on the computer. So all you have to do is bring a flash drive and drag today's class onto your flash drive, and you've got it with you. They'll all be ready for you to take home at the end of each marketing gathering. So those of you who didn't bring flash drives, I'll put it on the desktop, and next time when you come, you can just drag it into your flash drive. And I'll be keeping a copy for people who can't attend the marketing class as well. And if you want, you can watch the flash drive videos of Monday's class, if you want to do that as well. Other questions or comments?
How do you know when you're in allowance? How do you know when you're visible? How do you know when you're compassionate? How do you know?
How do you know when you're passionate?
Mhm.
You have to pee.
That's it?
That's the simplest answer. There's this energy flowing through you that says, whoa, my life is an adventure. I'm open. This is an exploration. This is my life. I'm passionate about what's going to happen today. So that you feel a strong emotional sense of love and well-being and ease and excitement and adventure, like you often do when you're sitting in front of your clients. When you feel that passion, you're in a good place therapeutically. And so when the feeling of abundance is the feeling of love, peace, ease, privilege, honor, grateful, appreciative. That's what the feeling of abundance is. Because let me tell you what I think abundance is. I think abundance flows through this universe like a river. And it flows through you like a river. And it comes, whether it comes comes through your head or through your butt. It comes through you and out. And as you line up with the flow of abundance in the world, you feel good. You feel fresh. You feel healthy. You feel alive. You feel excited about life. And that's going to be extended out, and it's going to clear a path for our clients to find us. So how do we get in alignment with this abundance that's flowing through us? By not resisting it. That's right. By finding all the ways we resist and close up to it, and don't let it flow. It gets stuck. And it peels up out on the floor. All this rush and nothing. It's like a bladder infection. Because you squeeze it off. You don't mean to. You just weren't brought up properly. That's all. You weren't trained right. You were taught to want and to surrender to, and be a victim, and you were taught deprivation and oppression. We were taught oppression. We were taught self-oppression. Be nice to your teacher. Do what your teacher wants. Do what dad says, not what dad wants, what dad does. All of these messages are saying, oppress yourself. Oppress yourself. I'm going to try to oppress you, and I want you to oppress yourself because that's the way it's done. It may not feel good, but that's the way Daddy did it, and Daddy's okay. So I want you to oppress. The society is going to invite you. Your culture is going to invite you to oppress. Your gender is going to invite you to oppress. You know how often you're being abused as you walk through your life? How much you're letting yourself be abused as you walk through this life? Every time you buy somebody's oppression, you've abused. Every time you abuse yourself, you constrict yourself. And every time you constrict yourself, the flow of abundance can't get through you. It actually does get through you, but it's like all this resistance. Here's a ton of flow, and you're not letting it through. What happens? It backs up. It's still going to go through you, no matter how much you resist it. But the more you resist it, the more constricted you're going to feel. The more oppressed you're going to feel. So one of our first goals in marketing is to understand the nature of abundance and learning how to line up with it. We'll do that today. Then we'll do some things with outer marketing as well, but that's one of our goals today, how to line up with abundance. All right, in your charts, you have look at inner abundance. I can't.
From the inside?
Marketing from the inside right now. And look at the top line underneath marketing from the inside. And read those words. And notice how you feel as you read those words. If you can see marketing as mutual abundance, then what you're saying is, not only will I allow my flow of abundance out to you, but you'll be flowing your abundance back to me. It's mutual abundance. I have things I offer, skills, even if I'm brand new in this field. I have my naivety to offer, my excitement, my lack of terrible history. I mean, I'm new, I'm fresh. I'm always offering abundance. And it doesn't necessarily come in the form of skills, and it has nothing to do with how experienced you are as a therapist. This is being in abundance, not identifying. Every time you identify yourself as lacking, then you've constricted abundance. So this is mutual. You understand? It goes out, it comes back. I'm happy, you're happy. Because my abundance invites your abundance. And so marketing is mutual abundance. So it can't be selfish anymore. Do you understand? It's not me hooking you and talking you in to wanting my services anymore. It's like knowing that in my abundance will come your abundance. And I will be offering you lots of things. You'll be offering your time and your money and other things. That'll take that form of abundance for you. And my form of abundance to you will be my ability to hold you in a loving container, my ability to invite you to risk taking a look at yourself. Those are the kinds of mutual things we're going to offer. So now do you see the flow is coming through you, and it's not being resisted because you're open, and now it's going out to them, and now it's coming back to you. And now you're in this flow of abundance, coming in, out, back around, in, out, back around. And you're in that flow, you're going to create, and you're going to manifest. And what are you going to manifest? Abundance. If it's in the form of ducks, you're going to have that, or maybe coins, or whatever. It's going to be a feeling of abundance that's going to come back to you. So you have to learn how to line up with abundance and let it out. But here's another thing you're hard and difficult at. You don't let it come back. We're not very good receivers of abundance. We think, oh, I really don't deserve it. No, I compliment interns and I go, oh, okay, quick. Well, my client was really good, weren't they? And this idea of taking on this abundance, like, that was really good work, wasn't it? Well, could you give me something more I could have done better? We have a hard time receiving. So we're trying to complete a circuit here, and it's a circuit of energy that's coming in and going out and coming back. And we're going to line up with this flow as our very first goal in this marketing class. It's the most powerful thing we're going to do here, all 6 weeks, is getting lined up with that. I don't know if I've answered all your questions yet, Sage, but I'll probably get to the rest of the answers before too long. So I want you to see here, underneath marketing is mutual abundance. Here's what I think of. I think that there's energy. I call abundance energy. If you want to get non-woo-woo spiritual about it, there's energy flowing through the universe. And as it flows through the universe, it vibrates. As it begins to vibrate, things vibrate at different frequencies. We're vibrating at a frequency. That chair is vibrating at a frequency. So things turn into vibrations. And now these vibrations, they start to line up with one another. And we start creating chairs, and we start creating tables, and we start creating all kinds of things in our lives because there's an alignment of vibration. Now, if we're all aligned with the vibration of bringing in clients, we're going to align our vibration. We're going to use the energy that's flowing through us to focus it in a very specific place. Abundance. I'm available for clients. I don't need them. I'm available for clients. I'm available. We're all going to focus this life energy. Sometimes it's called chi and ki in the various martial arts. So, when we focus it, it gets more powerful. And when we all focus in the same direction, then this vibration starts getting bigger because vibrations, the similar vibration, you've seen that happen, and the wave gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more people focus on it. And what happens is that wave then begins to turn into manifestations. And that's how we create. We align with the vibrations of the universe in such a way that we create. We actually manifest our lives and our perspective. And everything here is manifested from vibration. So it's not important to me whether you believe this or not. I'm just suggesting to you this is my perception and it helps me. And we don't have to take this as me personally marketing. This is me learning to live in harmony with the energy of the universe. That's what I want. That's what I'm inviting you to do in this class. Align with the beautiful energy of this universe. Not the resistance, the non-resistance, the flow. So what we're doing is going to always allow abundance, energy to flow. And we're going to turn that into vibrations that we're going to share, and we're going to create outcomes from this vibration. Y'all ready? So the first thing you do is you put on your magical hat and you say, abracadabra-cadoo. No. We'll be a little more scientific. Now I'm going to pause again for a moment and see if you have any comments or questions about that. I am really abundant in my teaching. Just look at this. I'm guys are just getting it, aren't you? I must be really good at this. I am. I am. All right. So you see the energy now and then the vibrational frequency which we align, and then it becomes manifestation. That's the few lines I want you to get from marketing from the inside. All right, so here's our first step. I want everybody to sit forward in their chairs and uncross their legs, because that constricts the flow of energy too. So everything on the floor, that constricts the flow of energy too. Open up and relax, because any tension restricts the flow of energy too. So think of yourself as a vessel through which this huge waterfall, like Niagara Falls, is this huge energy is just totally flowing through you. And it isn't being resisted, it isn't being squeezed, it's just being flowed. And as you think of that, I want you to open your arms and your legs, and I want you to lean forward in your chair. And I want you to be intent and decisive about, right now, you are really available to allow abundance to flow through you. You might put a picture to this. Maybe it's a color. Maybe it's a feeling of energy. Maybe it's just get any kind of image you want to have that allows you to consider yourself an unrestricted vessel of flowing of abundance. And as you notice that, notice what comes up in your mind that resists that. Well, this is done. How's this going to help me get clients? Oh my God. 6 hours of this? Oh, I'm not ready. Oh no, this is scary. I can't do this. Notice all the ways you've designed yourself to be a resistant container. Because that's your work here, is not, you don't have to fiddle with this flow. You have to fiddle with the resistances to this flow. And you're all going to have them. Money, I don't deserve it. I'm not ready. If I take it, somebody else is going to be without it. All of these resistances. So notice as you flow what your particular resistances are that come up. Your thought processes, your emotional constrictions, and your physical constrictions that are going on right now, your toes squeezed up tight. Take a deep breath and relax and surrender now to all the resistance. Breath is powerful. Breath invites us to move, to release resistance. So as you breathe in and out, so let the resistances go out with the flow. Breathe in and let the resistances go out with the flow. And see if you can get a feeling about what this feels like to be this focused on flow. This available to abundance. And I want you to say, I welcome to yourselves. I'm available to this abundance. I'm available to this abundance. And notice if anything shifts for you emotionally, physically, thought-wise. Because we're taking a thought that's conducive to flow, and we're saying, I am available to be in full flow. Not just a little flow. Not just the amount of flow I deserve. Well, no, I'm not ready for any more flow. I am available for full flow in this moment right now. And breathe and let that flow take any form or experience it takes. Watch it. See if you start to shrink. And if you do, that's all right. Just thank the shrinkage and go back to the flow. It will feel like a meditation. Except it's a focused meditation. It's not about clearing your mind of everything. It's about finding one thing to focus on, and that's abundance. Focused meditation. Focused. I choose abundance in my life. I'm going to live from abundance in my life. I am going to be abundance. I am going to be the flow of love that flows through me. I'm going to take that to everything I do. Oh, it's time to empty the garbage. Okay, flow, let's go empty the garbage. Let's feel the abundance. We get to walk outside. We have shoes to wear. Garbage can is picked up automatically by somebody, somewhere. And just really appreciate. Take flow and appreciation and abundance to every thought you have. Start looking for abundance in the world. Everything you see, the light, your shoes, the floor, find a way to appreciate it and be grateful for it. All power comes from appreciation and gratitude and openness. And that's what we want. We want the use of our flow and our power to bring us a fulfilling life. So see if you can hang on to that flow and come back into the room. And just stay in the flow when you come back and look around the room. And you might start to worry about what people are thinking of you. Uh-oh, there goes the flow. You might be noticing somebody's posture. Deciding whether that's good enough. There goes the flow. What are you thinking of me? There goes the flow. What do you want from me? Do I look like a fool? There goes the flow. Sit here in front of us, right here in this group, and be vulnerable. And that's what vulnerable is. Open, flowing, with no need to defend. That's true vulnerability, because you're transparent. There is nothing that can take this away from you right now, unless you let it. Unless you take it away from yourself right now, nobody can take this flow away from you right now. And then I want you to get up and I want you to walk around the room like this. And I want you to encounter each person one by one. I choose flow. I am going to be allowing abundance. I'm allowing abundance in my life. I want you to go around, make contact with people. See if you can not let them scare you out of abundance. See if you can not let this thing I've invited you to take you out of abundance. Walk around here and share it gracefully with everybody. I am abundance. I am abundance. Walk around and talk to each other and share it. And watch yourself. Don't close it up. Watch yourself. Notice what happens.
I choose abundance.
Yeah.
I'm open to abundance.
I'm choosing abundance right now. I'm choosing to flow right now.
Have enough.
I'm choosing to flow.
Yeah.
Choose abundance.
Let the energy, see if you can blow the other person against the wall with your energy and your abundance. See if you can have so much that it catapults them against the wall. That's how powerful abundance is.
Choose abundance.
I am abundance.
Feel it go out there. Feel it leaving. Feel it open a path. Feel it open a path.
Choose abundance over there.
And finish up with the partner you're with, and then let's come back and sit down again. Bring your abundance with you.
There's abundance.
abundance.
for everyone.
It's the outflow. I'm gonna use that one.
Yes.
I choose abundance.
And we made it because there's enough. There are enough maps.
It's a little uncomfortable, isn't it? It's a little embarrassing, isn't it?
It's really.
And the degree that you got embarrassed and uncomfortable and laughed is the degree that you're resisting abundance. And it's okay. We're not here to scorn you. We're here to say, pay attention. Embarrassment is constriction. It's like, oh, this is too vulnerable or too much, or so just notice yourself. Don't judge yourself. It's okay. But notice the way you don't really say, I am abundant and I'm flowing love. And that's who I am in the world. And that's who I'm going to be in this world. And you're welcome to join me any way you want. And to not flinch from that and to mean that. It's a skill. Feedback and comments and questions about what you just did and what you just experienced.
I felt safe.
Interesting, huh? Yes, feeling safe. Don't you think that's interesting? Feeling vulnerable and safe? Don't those things, aren't those polar opposites? What else?
I feel like there's a part of me that is going to have to fight the idea that to be abundant and to want abundance is selfish.
Yeah.
and greedy.
So feel abundant about that. Let it be. You give it abundance. It's okay. Thank you. You're an old part of me. You've been trained. You love me. I give you all the room you need. So we're not going to start fighting these negative thoughts. You push against resistance, what do you get? More resistance. So you're going to accept all your resistance. You're going to house your resistance in your abundance. Oh, I just thought I'm never going to be able to do that. All right, thanks for that thought. That's beautiful. Thank you for reminding me. You're welcome here. Sit down, have a bowl of tea. I'm going to smother you with abundance. So that's how we're going to handle our resistances. We're not going to get rid of them. We're not going to judge them. And we're not going to resist them. We're going to feed them so full of abundance that they pop. Well, that's not necessarily a good image, but often your resistances will transform as you stop resisting. Other comments?
It was very joyful. It was so joyful that I just wanted to laugh,
Yeah.
but not out of. It was a good laugh.
It's almost like we have a quota. Most of us have a quota for feeling good, and we can't exceed it. And if we get to feeling so good, we're so uncomfortable feeling good that we do something to make ourselves stop feeling good. Okay, enough. We have a top cap on abundance. And we're gonna release that cap. So what else did you experience?
Energy in my body. My hands are tingling, my back got hot. I have energy up my neck. Energy.
Also, when I was open and not so resisting, I could more clearly see the other person. I was available to observe, right? Their facial expression, like maybe a flush of redness or whatever that, I was more in tune with the outside world. I think that's a good thing.
When you're not in your way,
Yeah.
then it's clearer for you to see your way. Other-
I felt more connected to the energy of the room. I was sort of hot and sleepy, and then right now I feel very energized.
When I was meditating, I remember this morning I was feeling pretty abundant because I had to meet a friend at a coffee shop, and she didn't show up. Well, she showed up late, but then there happened to be an old friend I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was like I was meant to be see that person and spend some time with them, and so she was late. But immediately I thought to myself, oh no, I'm gonna wait here. I lost or something, and then but then I realized that maybe that when I looked around, I saw my friend, and it was abundant anyways. So I mean, maybe that has something to do with clients too. Like, didn't show up, or maybe there's abundance there anyways.
So as we put out abundance in the world, you're not always going to get abundant response.
Right.
But whatever response you get, you're going to turn it into abundance.
It's really interesting with the beginning meditation thing too, because my neck is very often really tight from a bunch of car accidents I got into, and it was really cool because it was the first time I was like, I appreciate that you're really tight because you did a really good job of protecting me, and that was really neat because I've never felt that.
I noticed. Like when the other person was more abundant than I was, I sort of got lost in their abundance.
That's interesting. Is that one of us?
I hope so. I just let her in.
Hi, sorry to interrupt, but I can't even get in my driveway, so.
Oh, what car? What?
BMW and another car's in front of our fire hydrant.
What cars?
I have a black BMW that has me blocked and a, black Scion or black.
Black cars. Could you
Oh,
move
black
them so
cars.
she can get in her
Black
driveway?
cars.
No one's moving, so
It's not us.
it may not be us.
Yeah. Do you have a black?
I have a black car.
Are you in front of the driveway?
Yeah, sorry, but two other neighbors out here too.
Okay, well, we'll get it done. Thank you for letting us know.
I just can't even get in my driveway.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Thank you.
Okay.
Right now.
Thanks, guys.
Nobody else has a black car?
Yeah.
If there's another car, well, so, anybody else want to share their experience?
I was listening to The Power. It's called The Power, and it was mentioning, it reminded me about when someone is late or you're detained in traffic, you don't fight that, but you just release into it. And giving an example of, say for example, someone was late, couldn't find her keys. But the reason she couldn't find her keys was because she was going to get a phone call that was very important and was going to bring her a lot of joy. And if she had been very upset about not finding her keys and she was late, she wouldn't have been able to receive that phone call, which reminded me of you wouldn't have been able to maybe talk with your friend, and really enjoy.
Yeah, so getting caught up in it and not experiencing the abundance. That's
Yeah.
all around.
Okay. Now we're going to switch to outside. Okay. Outside. Oh, by the way, look at this chart. Inside abundance, and on the right you'll see a green square. It says allowance equals abundance equals marketing. You all have that? Mutual abundance is the flow of allowance between you and everything else in the universe, including your clients. Places your attention on abundance. So what we did was today was step one, open. And the last line we didn't cover, give to others what you would like to receive. So if you find yourself this week needing a hug, go give somebody a hug. If you need yourself, if you feel like you need reassurance right now from somebody, go give somebody reassurance. Demonstrate to the universe what you want by showing the universe that you've already got it. And then the universe says, that's abundance. Here comes some more back to you. So it's a way of practicing sending abundant energy into the world and getting it managed. So whenever you want something this week, go give it to somebody. Good practice technique. So that what I'd like you to put on top of your list, not top, your first assignment is clients want to see how much abundance you can walk around in, how open you can stay to abundance, and watch carefully how you cave in to resistance, how quickly you give up your abundance for somebody else, for something else. That's your first assignment. I repeat it. Your first assignment is to notice how you're flowing abundance this week, how you feel open to it, and how you resist yourself from it. So I want you to be a monitor of your own level of alignment with abundance. Does that make sense?
Well, if I want something, I would go and get it from myself. Why am I giving it away?
Because that's how you show the universe your abundance.
Don't we also show it by giving it to ourselves and then reading it?
Sure. You can give it to yourself. But it's a way of putting it out into the universe.
Okay.
That what I'm
Like
looking,
a step
this
two
is
then.
what I'm looking for, universe. And the universe is a duplicating machine. Oh, this is what she's looking for. Oh, I can give it that. The universe doesn't see what you're doing, it feels your vibration. And so as you give to others, and yourself, I don't deny that. As you give to yourself and others, you send out a frequency. And that is picked up and duplicated. Sent back to you if you have a pathway open to it. If you close your pathway, it can't get back. Yeah.
Could you speak a little bit more about being monitoring your resistance?
As you walk through your day, notice how you feel. Are you feeling abundant? Are you feeling closed? Are you feeling tense? Have you shut down? Or are you open? Just monitor yourself. And see how often that you, without knowing it, give up your own sense of abundance. Because that's okay. So, and embrace that, it's okay. This is a conscious raising excitement. Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, that last part about giving to others, like, if you're really poor, you know, like, just a little money and somebody needs it, I guess you'd have to just give it away and
That's
they
right.
just trust that you get more money.
You give it away because that's an act of abundance. Of course, if you give it away with resentment and you say, I'm going to fool the universe into giving me abundance, I'm going to pretend I'm giving abundance in that universe, you can't fool the universe. So you really have to give that money abundantly. I like to pay waitresses a good tip. And I thought to myself, well, I want to give them extra spending money for Christmas for their kids. And I want to offer them opportunities to buy the clothes they can't afford because they work at this restaurant for minimum wage. And it just feels really abundant to give them that extra money that I can afford, thank God. And it just feels, I just feel so much love when I do that. But when I give it to them saying, they don't really deserve this. Or why am I doing this? The restaurant pays them a full salary. And it doesn't matter what I give them or I give them anymore. It's abundance I want to be giving, not money, fun.
But aren't you giving without expectation?
Yes, this is unconditional abundance. It is giving. And if you have an expectation, it's not abundant giving. It doesn't come with any expectation at all. Why do I want to be abundant in the world? Well, it feels good.
Because
It feels
giving is
lovely.
receiving.
Yeah.
What I know that I'm giving and not sacrificing because I get something from the transaction. When I'm putting out, when I'm giving that money to somebody, and I feel joyous, I'm getting joyous.
That's right. You're getting your own abundance back, right?
Yeah.
In your face, right?
It's immediate gratification.
Yeah. It feels good. So we'll go on to step 2 next week. This week, here we go for marketing from the outside. This is secondary to marketing from the inside. It's the first line under marketing from the outside. You are taking inside abundance to the outside. You cannot get abundance from the outward in. You cannot get abundance from the outward in. The only way to get abundance is from the inside out. Well, if I have 5 clients, that'll feel pretty abundant to me, and they're all paying me $100, that'll feel really, no it won't. It may make you feel a little more comfortable in the moment, but you have to get abundance before you receive. You have to be in abundance before you can really appreciate what you're receiving. And oftentimes we receive and we don't even appreciate it, and it's not fulfilling. We'll say, "Well, I got 5 clients paying me $80. I got to get 5 more." I mean, it's like this never-ending addiction to more, 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 because you can't fill up from the outside. So we're going to try to fill up from the inside. So here's what's different about this market. When we're connecting with people, we want connection, not rapport. We don't care what other. We want to be connected to people. We don't really care how they connect with. So that's what's different about marketing. I give you my abundance unconditional, and I don't care what you do back. I don't care if you give me anything back for it or not. I didn't give it to you to establish rapport. I gave it to you because I like to be in the world, connected, and available. So this isn't about winning people's trust or earning their trust or talking them into trust. We're going to connect. Presentation rather than manipulation. So instead of saying, "I got a real nice office over my, come on and see me, and I don't charge too much money, and maybe I can help you with that." Presentation is about, "Hey, look at me. Here I am available, and I have resources in place. I don't need anything. I'm just presenting myself to you. This is who I am. Do you see my abundance flowing?" That's presentation. "Can I get something back for it, please?" That's manipulation. So I'm trying to change some old belief systems in your head about marketing and try to make these conversions in your head. The third one is truth rather than delivery. So the fact is, we have to be, in order to be abundant, we have to be authentic to ourselves. And we have to be real to ourselves. And we have to lead with authenticity. We have to be willing to tell the truth in the world. If a client says, if I'm meeting somebody and they say, "Oh, you're a therapist, how do you like it?" I might say, "Yeah, I really like it for the most part, though sometimes I get really stuck." "Well, do you ever find yourself with a client you don't want to be with?" "Yeah, I've done that." And don't you think there's charlatans charging money for nothing? Well, sometimes there's a party that does think that. That kind of truth supports abundance. Do I sleep with animals? That's nobody's business. The truth is the truth about yourself right now. So when you're marketing, tell the truth. Be vulnerable. Vulnerable is abundance. Don't worry about what they do with your truth. Tell it because it feels good. Telling the truth feels good. The content of the truth doesn't always feel good, but telling it always feels good. Think about that. You tell the truth. There's relief. No matter if the truth was, "I hate you." Telling it brings you relief. Going through these pretty fast. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Joyful invitation rather than closing the deal. I'm not here to close you. I'm not here to sign you up. I'm not here to get you on the registration chart and collect your check for the deposit of your class. I am just joyfully inviting you to my class. I love my class. I'd love you to be part of my class. And I'm inviting you to be in part of the class if you choose to be. Now, there's nothing wrong with collecting a check and enrolling someone in your class, but let them do it. You do it. And here's the material. And they say, "Well, I want to sign up now." Great. Then you're leaving it up to them. Would you like to sign up now? That starts to feel a little something.